a few things. What we're also going to test is the patience of bronzexuals because LeBron doesn't have a signature game in the NBA Finals.
Never will.
Meanwhile, the King actually does. 2 of them in succession. Wait, just 2? We got that one in 91. We got this one in 92. We got this one in 90. Oh, man, I'm wasting time. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Damn it.
Those damn steals.
Oh yeah!
Let's go!
Let's jump right in. Good morning and welcome one and all to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This first hour, of course, is powered by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless, veteran-owned, air-roasted, and unapologetically bold. If you're waking up with me and the crew, don't settle for weak brews. Grab Invader Coffee and start your morning like a rebel. Use the code Snowman at checkout for a bold discount and an even bolder cup. Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Not bad. Doing good.
Y'all see the picture behind me, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Is that
Our
a candlestick
goal
art?
for
Or
February.
that Levi Stadium.
Our goal for February.
So it's Levi Stadium then.
It's Santa Clara.
Well, I did ask if it was Levi or Candlestick.
I know. Like I said, our goal for February. And no, we ain't buying a ticket. We're going to be strapped with a press. Our goal is to be strapped with a press pass. Period.
Yes, sir.
Now, we apologize for yesterday. Had everything ready to go, but then our carrier decided to be a pain in the ass. Today, on Friday the 13th, nonetheless. Check in. I'm back here. I'm back here in studio. Everything's fine. So, we have a little unfinished business.
All right.
We have a little unfinished business. I hate to say it, but it's more like I have a little unfinished business.
Oh, trust me when I say we have a little unfinished business. I will tell you in a moment.
Yeah, because I wasn't here.
But first, I regret doing this, but I have to.
Go ahead.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Okay.
Now, Cook.
As much as I regret doing this. So Wednesday night I had a conversation with Bronzexual.
What you mean?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice. It was actually a friend of mine.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
I was flipping around, catching some of the highlights of the season, and he came by kicking it, and he was joking about all the stuff LeBron was doing and how LeBron's this, LeBron's that, and, I'm just getting ready to say to him, you know what, quite frankly, dude, frankly.
Shut up, bitch!
And that's when he pulled the whole "what you mean" on me. And I'm looking at him
out of
like,
here.
No, he literally pulled the "what you mean" on me.
He said what you
He said what you mean, and he pulled it on you.
Yes.
Dear Lord.
That's amazing.
So
he
started rattling off everything LeBron has done, and I said, yeah, there's one thing LeBron will never have. He looked at me and said, what? I said, LeBron will never have heart. He's like, son, he's got all these stats. I said, stats don't mean when it comes down to it.
And we can fill in the blank.
And he said, so what exactly does Michael have? I said, heart. And he's like, explain.
Balls.
Now,
Balls. How about that?
I said to him, what do I need to explain when the date in question was 28 years ago on Wednesday, June 11th, 1997.
Whoo, baby.
The place in question?
The Delta Center.
The game in question?
Game 5, NBA Finals.
He's like, what are you talking about? And I said, you never heard of the flu game?
Oh, man.
And I literally pulled up because NBA on here on YouTube was actually showing highlights of the game. And I said, this is the most infamous game in Michael's career.
It is.
This is the one where he put the biggest amount of heart into the game.
Mm-hmm.
The one game that the shoes are so sought after by collectors, the Air 12s.
The Air 12s.
LeBron will never have that. He looked at me in the eye and he said to me, why do you say that? And I said, LeBron never have a shoe people give a damn about.
Ain't that the truth?
LeBron would have been on the bench. Hell, he wouldn't have even shown up to the arena. He said to me, so how did Jordan do in that game?
LeBron would have literally been in his sick bed.
I told him, dude, Michael had 38, 7, and 8 in a win. He looked at me and shut up.
Of course. Can't compete with that.
Speaking of that, how convenient we have this to finish.
Oh, way ahead of you. Way ahead of you, partner. Because up, too far. Dagnabbit, too far. I found it.
This accentuates the point.
It's Tony Kukoc. This is a very difficult matchup for him. Tony, incredibly smart.
Courtesy of NBC.
And Stockton checking.
Marv Albert and Company. This is the sequence I'm looking for right here.
Remaining.
Now to explain and set it up again, this is courtesy of NBC. MJ was at the line for 2 free throws. Phil Jackson took a timeout because Michael was simply exhausted. Marv Albert, Bill Walton, and Matt Gukas on the call.
Remaining in this fourth quarter. And it's the Jazz 85, the Bulls 84. Jordan, an 83% free throw shooter during the season. And the game is tied at 85.
Marv, the Bulls have been here so many times. The huge games, year after year. The confidence, the poise, the determination, the discipline and organization down the stretch, all paying off right now with Jordan masterfully at the line.
Jordan able to scoop up the loose ball for the possession with 40 seconds remaining. The game tied at 85.
This matches.
10 on the shot clock. Pippen banking Hornacek. Here's Jordan from yes. Michael Jordan from straight away.
Clinching.
He looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the...
He looks like he's a boxer just hanging on along the ropes.
And I said to my boy, I said, you realize LeBron would never do that.
And
He wouldn't.
he's had cramps and he's taken off time of games. And I think I think everything is working as it should now.
Yes.
Yes. So, at this point, unfortunately, because I had to deal with this today, but at the end of it, he was getting ready to take off. About an hour later, hung out, did whatever, and he looked at me and he said to me, "I can't believe you did that." And as he's getting ready to head out the door, and I said, "Yeah, well, get out of my face, you thirsty bitch."
That's the third person that paid homage to my clinching line.
Lord have mercy.
Third person to pay homage to my clinching line, to my closing line for Bronze Sexual Confessions. I love it.
So let's just put it this way. Never go up against Michael when that comes up, especially when it's the anniversary of when Michael truly cemented his legacy.
Yep.
Now, like I said, get out of my face, you thirsty bitch.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the Bronze Sexual Confessions.
I'm sorry, I got distracted looking at my wife a moment ago. When we come back, I have a little unfinished business of my own dealing with a "what you mean" person.
Oh no.
Yeah. Just, yeah. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but The technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete!
Join these 2 football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Oh, Tam.
I got distracted again. I got distracted again. Football talk coming your way. Deb Whitkus will come during the second hour. Will come on during the second hour, but I have a little unfinished business.
Deets also said, figured out my mistake. I don't talk about LeBron because I don't care, and that's why StreamYard hates my appearances. I actually had questions to ask Deets and couldn't do it because
next week
I had a meeting yesterday. So
hold on to it. Hold on to it until he comes back next week. So basically, when it comes to what we led the show off with,
we're going to do it again.
Deets is basically saying,
we do not care.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I have to do something.
Damn it.
Cue the heartbeat.
Damn it.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight For the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Hell.
Round 2.
Fight!
Well,
don't tell me.
I had a conversation with a Bronzexual.
What you
mean?
This kind of Bronzexual was stupider than this guy.
Yes, Joel. It is you.
He was more wasteful than this guy.
They risk mortgage and double down for
BJ
more. He looked more frightened of a team than this guy.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
Jack. It is you.
Gee,
and that picture actually came from him looking up at the Levi's Stadium scoreboard. I kid you not.
Totally needed that. Thanks.
I'm going to make you laugh, Victor. And he was a combination of all of them more than this guy.
Ah, Mr. Mustard.
Ouch.
Mr. French's mustard.
Oh, that's an AK round in the chest.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it could always be worse.
And I only played one clip for him and put more rounds in him than Tuukka Rask had flying at him in Game 6.
Oh.
Ouch. That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
It didn't work.
Nope.
What happened?
Because he asked me a question.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And the question was?
Open it.
Oh, no. I'm trying to find which one.
Open the quote.
Oh.
Quote. Can you actually tell me that Michael Jordan has a signature moment in the finals better than LeBron does?
Really?
Rose quote.
That was the question?
Victor, as God is my witness, he looked me square in the eye and asked me that question.
Oh my God. Okay.
He asked me that question aloud.
Yeah.
Let me repeat myself. He asked me that question aloud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we pause for a sponsor identification for this segment.
This moment of Bronzexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic Bronzexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Now, in the last segment, you saw the big man talk about 1997, right? Well, I looked at this fish-eyed fool and said, I can name you many, 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 many Michael Jordan signature moments. And he said, you can't do that. He actually looked at me and said, you can't do that. So immediately, in looking in my eyes, he was taking a big, fat... Good morning, Damara. Greeting us from Saskatchewan. And she's a big-time Oilers fan. Go Oilers.
Oilers.
So this Bronzexual actually told me I couldn't possibly. Yes, he capitalized the word possibly.
Oh, boy.
Name a signature moment. I said, all right, you're right. I can't name a signature moment. A, because there are too many, and B, you'd be overwhelmed. But as my father, the late William Otis Snow Jr., used to say to me back on the south side of Chicago, and Victor, you know this very well, I can show you
better than I can
tell you. Jim Durham.
All right, it's win or lose. Game 6 for the Bulls. 10 seconds. And with it, of course, the championship. Jordan, 20-footer, head of the key. Good! Chicago by 1. And the Utah Jazz take time. Michael Jordan from the top of the key to put the Bulls up 87-86.
Courtesy of ESPN 1000 and NBC. And y'all know who the voice was on the call. The late great Jim Durham.
The shot that iced what he means to Chicago.
Yep.
The shot that iced a dynasty. And yes, that Bulls era was indeed a dynasty. And don't you dare try to tell me different. Of course, people will, because they don't know what the bleep they're talking about. Nearly cussed. I didn't cuss, honey. I promise I didn't cuss. What do I have to say? She's my chief operating officer. I have to answer to her, okay? Meanwhile, this brown sexual looked at me with his mouth agape. And he just kept saying, really? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he kept saying to me for the next, I don't know, 20 minutes. He said, really? You're going to hit me with that?
You asked.
Word? Yes.
You asked, you idiot.
He goes, how are you going to hit me with that? Because frankly, as Bugs Bunny said in a cartoon, remember, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't have to mention 1997. I don't have to mention 1991. I don't have to mention 1993 when, I don't know, he helped John Paxson get the game-winning 3 with an assist.
Don't have to talk about 1990, and Cleveland sure as hell doesn't want to remember, because just remember, when it comes to Cleveland,
it always happens to Craig Elo.
Craig Elo. Somehow. Sorry, too early. I'm trying to edit at the same time I'm doing this. So he actually had the unmitigated gall, the balls, the nuts, and the nerve to bring up 2016 to me.
he had the Kavorka to bring up 2016.
He had no other options.
He brought up the chase down on one of my other favorite players.
Oh, the chase down block.
Andre Iguodala.
Oh, the chase
down block.
That
everyone loves to use that one.
I don't.
Well, you're not a bronzexual, so of course you don't. But every bronzexual loves to bring up
chase down block,
because no one's ever done a chase down block like that before.
Fool. I can show you 10 Michael Jordan chase down blocks in the regular season that could outshine that one.
But they were all milkmen and mailmen. Well, there was one mailman, and that was Karl Malone.
That's a Hall of Famer, Karl Malone.
Exactly.
Well, they were playing milkman and
garbage
and postal delivers. They were playing mailman. Yeah, Michael played a mailman out of Louisiana Tech, 6'9", 256 pounds, who, like Michael and unlike LeBron, became a Hall of Famer.
And actually has a mean diamond cutter too.
By the way, bronze sexuals, I'll borrow from the great Chris Dietz. JJ Barea. Let me go further. Wardell, Stephen Curry.
JJ
Barea.
You know what JJ Barea feels like? JJ Barea to LeBron feels like DJ Moore to the Chicago Bears.
Oops.
Yes, the Bears stuck a quarter up their own ass for DJ Moore.
More like $5 of quarters.
25. No, I can't do 25.
Oh,
that's
that's Pittsburgh.
That's Pittsburgh.
No, Pittsburgh's got $75 up their own because of Aaron.
Let's make it even 100.
So we'll make it an even 100. Pittsburgh 75, Chicago 25. Back to business. He used the chase down block. I'm like, did the chase down block actually get the winning field goal?
No.
No.
Didn't they lose that game?
No, unfortunately, Kyrie Irving saved their asses.
Oh, he saved the day. First time you'll ever hear that.
Kyrie hit the 3 that won him the world championship in Oakland.
Oh,
Kyrie to Herbal T saved the day for him.
Kyrie to Herbal T hit the 3 that had a certain person calling me saying he hoped my fat ass didn't fall off the bandwagon.
Oh god.
To wit, a year later, after Kevin Durant hit a 3 in his face, I didn't have to say a word to him. All my minions did. More on that on Diary of a Mad Snowman when I'm allowed to cuss.
The minions at it again.
The minions at it again. Anywho, he brought the chase down block to me. And I said, yeah, leading to not LeBron hitting the game-winning 3, but Kyrie hitting the game-winning 3, you fool.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to see what heart is, if you want to see what balls are, imagine if I use the great words of Bob Costas, the legendary Bob Costas, Michael Jordan running on fumes doing this.
All right, it's win or lose. Game 6 for the Bulls. 10 seconds. And with it, of course, the championship. Jordan, 20-footer, head of the key. Good! Chicago by 1. And the Utah Jazz take time. Michael Jordan from the top of the key to put the Bulls up 87-86. All right, Brian Russell will make the inbounds pass. Kukoc will defend him. Russell comes into Stockton. Stockton 4 seconds. Stockton a 3 up out front. Trimming. No. Ball tipped away. Chicago is world champions once more.
And me and my dad yelled ourselves weak. Again. You know what, you stupid bronzexuals? You're worse than Angel Reese. You started from the bottom and you got worse. For 22 years. I just gave Shane a chill with that. And thank you, Chris Leach, for the original line. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Thank God.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses.
Hold on a minute. Dear bronzexuals, you.
Flag on the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness.
Dear friends of bronzexuals, you.
Taunting.
Dear friends and brothers and sisters of bronzexuals, all y'all.
Roughing the kicker.
Dear Facebook and social media for putting bronzexuals in our faces. The faces of the real NBA fans. Y'all. Dear networks for putting bronzexuals in our faces and shoving them down our throats and up our asses for 22 years. You, and you. You.
Roughing the passer.
You.
More like a necessary late hit.
Late hit, out of bounds, defense.
And in case you didn't hear me and my wife's not here and I can use this bleep button, you and a whole lot of y'all. You bronzexuals suck.
Catching appearance.
Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It is you now. It will forever be you. Forever and ever. Amen. Now beat it, you thirsty bitches.
Oh.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet a...
Just a minute. Rising Rhino, I love you dearly, but it's not. Give me this button.
Okay.
That has lived in our heads for 22 years. It's the bronze-sexual fans that have lived in our head, been in our faces, shoved down our throats, and up our asses for 22 years. That's why I say, f y'all, f y'all, f y'all, and f all y'all.
Is it over yet? Can I look?
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Rhino,
if y'all haven't had a chance to check out Rising Rhino's play-by-play, please do. He's awesome at what he does, and I think he's got the UFL championship this weekend. Rhino, what do you have after that? Because we want to send some subscribers your way. Oh gosh. Which means the next time I check in with Rhino on one of his play-by-plays, he's gonna let me have it.
You know what's actually going to happen is more like this.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
CFL, European League football, and UFL. Oh, that's right. He's doing CFL this year. Cool.
By the way, Rhino, to answer your question, what else do we have to say dealing with the bronzexuals?
We do not care.
Let's go to break.
Back in the deuce.
Oh, thank God.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
They said the W couldn't catch fire, but in Indiana, the fever's already burning. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Full Court Fever tips off on Snowman Multimedia. All in on the WNBA. All eyes on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. The next dynasty in the making? Join Brian Snow for the deep dives, the hot takes, and the real stories from the hardwood. Full Court Fever, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Snowman Multimedia. This is Fever Basketball.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
Whether it's news, the The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to this crazy Football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Kenneth Clark and Rising Rhino and the rest in the chat, including Chris Dietz. Thank you very much. And Dietz said something very important. You can't scrub what LeBron dribbling the ball off his leg after he was being checked by J.J. Barea from my memory. Sure, the NBA scrubbed it from its memory because they want to prop up LeBron James, which is stupid to me because LeBron James is worse than Angel Reese. Anyway.
Wow. Now that we've got this frivolity out of the way and this bull skunk buried.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
that joke sat in my head the entire 4 minutes we were on a break.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it has turned into this already today.
No, that comes in the second hour.
No, the second hour comes with me saying, get me the hell out of here.
Second hour.
Because it's going to get a lot more lovely in here.
Look, second hour doing the picks.
All right, we're actually going to do picks this early.
What are we picking?
No. I mean during football season.
Oh,
yeah. Football season, there's going to be an over-under, I'm sure, on times I'm saying, get me the hell out of here.
Oh, we can do that now. We can do that now. How many times? How fast? And Rhino, I want you in on the fun when we do our picks this season. Kenneth Clark, you too. How fast will Shane Lake, our super producer, aka the big dog, say, get me the hell out of here? Or how fast, the question should be, how fast will he lose control?
45 seconds.
15.
I don't even say 45 seconds. I say the moment we bring our guest picker on each week.
Yeah.
The first dog game of the season, it's done.
The first dog game of the season is the first game of the season.
Probably.
I said it, and
Yeah,
I mean every single word. I mean every single word of it.
I don't blame you.
The first dog game of the season, and yes, I said it right. Dog. I'm putting the New York accent on it.
I already know what it is, and I don't blame you.
And I hate to say it, what's going to happen after that loss is Victor's going to be punished by this.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Punished by that.
You know
I'm
what
always
Victor's
being
going to do? No, you know what Victor's going to do?
What?
Victor's going to come in the next day and do what he's been doing to me as a friend, a whole lot of other brothers that went to Chicago State with us. He's going to be doing what he's been doing since 1996, ranting and raising hell.
After checking Discord and realizing, oh, there's going to be 3 seconds after that loss, people are saying, oh, we're going to go perfect next year.
If I don't just call in sick, I'm like, I ain't coming. The hell with this nonsense, because I'm the only one that gets kicked around here.
Bullshit! Are you forgetting?
That's bull, and you know it, Victor. That's some bullshit.
Who else
you
get
know
kicked
it.
but me?
Me?
You?
Yes.
Mr. San Francisco 49ers?
Yes.
Team is going to be going probably NFC Championship this year if they stay healthy.
I got the hell.
I don't want to hear it.
I'm a New England fan. Look what I deal with.
And this order coming from the same fellow who thought us extending George Kittle was a conspiracy.
I don't want to hear because mind you, Mr. Brady Dynasty.
You know what? Take that.
You're all under arrest.
Take that.
You're all under arrest. I gotta find that now. I have to find.
But you proved my point, though, didn't you, Shane?
No,
I'm the only one getting kicked.
We get kicked too. Hell, Shane's quarterback is Drake May, for God's sakes.
Need I remind you of the man who eats mustard on the constant? That's our owner. We get kicked every time we see that mug.
I wonder if eating mustard is better than drinking an entire bottle of Jack Daniels, because that's what Gerald does.
That's a tie.
Well,
I'll solve that puzzle for you. That's a tie.
At the end of the day, it could always be worse. You could be Pittsburgh and deal with this bull crap.
Oh, God.
That's true. You know what? That's a fair point.
Yes, Aaron.
It is you.
Push it again. Push the button again. Yes, Aaron. It's
you.
Is you. Matter of fact, we should make a segment for Aaron Rodgers. Just so we can unload on his crazy ass.
I feel bad but then we can also be like, unfortunately, my boy Blake, and his favorite player is Joel Embiid. I felt so bad for Blake. I knew what he was running himself into.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
The minute that because I was on that show, the minute that he said, yeah, my favorite player is Joel Embiid because of him being from Kansas. Troy's like, hold on, I gotta call somebody. I'm like, you are not about to call Snowman. You better not call. And he called you.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Poor Blake.
Pretty much.
Oh, man. I mean, how much fun? How long did I go on with that?
20 minutes or so?
30.
30?
I think you went on to the rest of the show. You went through the rest of the show. I want to say it was about 30 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Because Joel.
I made Joy choke.
Yes.
On a Sprite. I made him choke on a Sprite. I made him choke on a Sprite when I compared Joel Embiid to DJ Moore. I can't believe I came up with that joke.
I can't believe you did that either.
Rising Rhino with a question. Who's better, Rodgers or Favre? Young. How's that?
Young, Aikman, Montana, Marino. But no, in between those two, I'd have to go Favre.
Yep.
I'd have to go Favre.
Same.
I don't like either one of them, but if I had to pick
hate
one,
Brett Favre.
Yeah,
but I hate Brett Favre less than I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Yes, Rhino. Aikman.
Yes, Aikman.
Aikman has more Super Bowls than Rodgers and Favre combined. 3-2.
That is true. No, I can't even say that one because that's not even remotely true, even though I want to.
Okay. While we're thinking about it and while we're waiting on Deb to come in, because I just sent her the communication, she says, okay, I'm driving. Send me the link. I'll be ready. Oh, Lord. And we missed Deb because the first time I had Deb on was for a serious interview. The other times I've had Deb on, all hell's broken loose.
Insanity ensued.
All right, Jody Jr.
Yeah, and that's usually when it's, pick Friday and it's all gone to hell in a handbasket.
Oh my God. Gone to hell. Favre won 3 NFL MVPs in a row. Yeah, unfortunately, he's only got 1 Super Bowl title, and Aikman has 3. Next question.
Well, if we can get a little bit of business done here, it is game 4 the NBA Finals coming up.
Game 4 of the NBA World Championship between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers lead the series 2-1. Yours truly, Brian Snow, will have the alternative play-by-play call of Game 4 tonight from Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay, I gotta say something. I am getting really tired of OKC playing with their food and no one calling it out, or people.
Oh, we called it out.
No, I know you guys did. I know you had beats on. You guys called it out, but it's like most people are not calling it out. They're like, oh well, it just so happens that they're the Pacers are a scrappier team. No, I mean that's partially it because those dudes fought it out. They gutted it out. But this was a more comfortable win, in my opinion, than even Game 1.
Yeah,
I agree.
And it seems like OKC likes to play from behind.
OKC is stupid because this should be 3-0 in their favor right now.
It should be. Yeah. There's not a second time you guys played with your food and lost.
And both
this
times
time
they played with their food was
by 9.
Yeah, both times they played with their food, it was in the fourth quarter, and both times Indiana said, "Go screw yourself, we're taking the win."
They handed them an L.
Listen, both times that OKC had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and it was a pretty substantial lead both times.
Yes,
both times it was
Wasn't
a pretty.
Weren't they almost 12 at one point?
They led by a dozen at the end. They led by 12 at halftime of Game 1. While forcing Indiana into 20 turnovers in the first half and not taking advantage of them. Little did they realize that on both occasions where they led at halftime they didn't lead Game 3 at halftime. Indiana did.
Yeah.
Both times they led at the end of 3 in Games 1 and 3. Matter of fact, Oklahoma City is led at the end of 3 all 3 games.
Yes.
All 3 games, Oklahoma City is led at the end of 3. But on 2 of those 3 games, Indiana looked them dead in the eye and told them,
"You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed."
Why are you leering at me like that, Shane?
Are you talking about Drew Bledsoe?
Did it again.
What? I did what again?
I had it ready. I knew where you were going.
The Pacers have to win tonight. They got it.
This is a must win for the Indiana Pacers.
Really, every game is a must win for the Pacers.
And that's how that's the difference between the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Pacers have treated this NBA final like every game is a must win.
Yes. Oklahoma won't do that until they're, really buried.
Now they got blown to smithereens in Game 2.
Yeah,
but
it's like
here's the difference. It's like when we did our preview. Here are 2 differences between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we all highlighted this. Not just I, but we all highlighted this. Number 1, the Pacers play defense.
Yep,
that's true.
Well,
that and they've also got a deeper bench,
and that was the second difference. The Pacers are deep. The Pacers are deep. And here's the third difference, and I'm going to tie this back to Shane's team, the Boston Celtics. Rick Carlisle was a member of the Boston Celtics in the 80s as a player. Carlisle was a sharpshooting guard out of the University of Virginia. Casey Jones and Red Auerbach said him. They plucked him. He spent 4 years with the Celtics. And he was coached under a fellow who is one of my favorite coaches of all time. And y'all know him well, K.C. Jones. Right now, we're going to talk a little football because Deb Whitkus is driving. And she's here. She's on her way to an assignment. What's up, Deb?
Hello. How is everybody?
Hello.
It's hard to hear you. My phone did not connect to my speaker, so we might have to repeat some things, but we'll make it work.
Thankfully, I haven't lost control of the segment yet, so we don't have to worry about hearing "Get me the hell out of here."
Segment hasn't started yet.
All right, Deb. The world champion Eagles play the Dallas Cowboys in week 1. We already did our picks for that, and we know which way you're picking. What do you think about the Eagles getting an NFC East matchup to start the season?
Say that. Okay, so you said NFC East. Go ahead one more time.
An
NFC East matchup.
An NFC East matchup to start the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, of course. To be honest, I actually wanted to see a Super Bowl rematch on the very first game, but we got a huge NFC East rival. Still excited. I mean, you got to start the season with a good Dallas beatdown, right?
Of course. Couldn't it just been Washington? Why y'all got to beat me up? What did I do to y'all?
What do they think's gonna happen? I mean, what has Dallas done this offseason? They extended Micah Parsons. Okay, great. Right? What else they got?
What have they done, you ask? Deb, what have they done, you ask? The same thing they've done the last 3 off seasons.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Between that, George Pickens and Shoddy being coach, I'd rather just take a mulligan on the whole season.
Hey, look, I had a chance to do that last year when my 49ers were so beat up. Now, even though they had so many free agents plucked from them, Brian Huff comes to them from the Eagles. Ricky Pearsall with a chance to stand out. Brandon Ayuk on his way back from injury.
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey is healthy. Yes. How dangerous is that for San Francisco?
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to be completely honest here when I say this, and don't get mad at me, but you guys have a kind of easy schedule.
I know that.
Okay, I'm just saying. I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but I was excited to see your schedule just because you guys. I mean, you all went through hell last year with all of the injuries. Way more talented team than what was presented last season because of all the injuries. We knew it. So yeah, I'm excited you guys kind of got a little bit of an easier schedule this season. We can actually see what the 49ers can do.
Yeah, I'm excited for an easy schedule also, but as you said, we were beat to hell with injuries last year. And when you lose, we get Brandon Ayuk on a contract, lose him to a season-ending injury. Had to deal with Trent Williams, lost him for a couple of games. Even lost Brock Purdy for a game when we had to go up to Green Bay. And we all know the end result of that.
Yes.
Now with the 49ers being healthy, especially Christian McCaffrey getting the Brock Purdy contract out of the way, folks are coming into camp excited. There's no cloud hanging over San Francisco now.
No.
And they have a chance to really prove themselves, and everybody's concentrating on football in San Francisco.
And Christian McCaffrey's having a baby. Yay!
Yes, he is.
So exciting. And you got to debunk the whole Brandon Ayuk thing going to the Commanders because he's friends with Jaden Daniels. Like, I read that. I was like, who was writing this stuff?
Somebody that does not have any sense and does not have a sense of the players and does not have a sense of football. That's who's writing all that stuff.
I mean, they did just get Debo, though. I mean, who knows? Yeah, but I was like, wait.
But Debo's not going to be a number 1 in Washington. Terry McLaurin is.
Yeah.
Debo's going to be a 2 or a 3 at best.
He'll be a 2.
The only problem and the biggest problem with Debo, and Deb, you and I have talked about it off the air, Debo can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
2 years he has not been able to stay healthy.
Debo will be a 2 unless they really go behind Jahad Dotson, but I think he'll be a 2.
It's going to be McLaurin that's going to lead that charge.
It has to be
for Washington.
It has to be.
Now, Deb, who do you think is going to take a severe step back this year in the NFL? Which team that had a great season last year is going to take a step back?
That's tough. Who's going to take a severe step back? I mean, let's see. I can't even. Somebody with a great season that is going to take a step back. That one's tough. I can't even think of anybody at the moment.
I have an
I'm
answer.
Trying to think who all had like the greatest season, and I think I think everyone who had a great season is going to have another great season. I mean, I hope it's not the Eagles, just because. I mean, we've got. I was worried about defense. I think we covered that in the draft. And I'm obviously not worried about the offense at all.
I have an answer, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's always that like Super Bowl slump, though. You know what I mean? The slump, like you have to worry about it, like it's a thing.
Like what happened with the Rams.
But I think the Commanders are going to get even better. I think they're going to be a force. I think it'll be between Eagles and Commanders for NFC East.
For the division. Yep.
I think the Giants are actually going to have a winning season. I thought the Giants won the draft, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, I think Tampa Bay is going to have a really good season, but they didn't have an so great season last year. Maybe. I mean, I want Detroit to have a a season.
That's the one I was going for.
Who are you thinking?
That's what I was going for right there.
Minnesota, the Vikings.
Okay, Snowman, get the hell out of Snowman.
That's
get the
true.
hell
I
out
mean,
of my
because
head.
Darnold's not there. JJ McCarthy's QB, right?
Yep. Yes. And the Vikings did not fix their offensive line.
The one
that could be true. That's a good point.
The team that I'm worried about, I hope I'm wrong, but I think that might take a slide back is Detroit. After how bad that NFC Championship game was,
and
that was
lost,
a momentum killer.
And they lost both of their coordinators.
Yes, they lost both their coordinators.
Both their coordinators are now gone.
I'll give you a third team that might even have me worried that they're going to drop back a little bit. Baltimore.
Yeah. I think so. I'll give you a.
Why do you think that?
No front line, to be honest. And the fact is, Derrick Henry's got the mileage on him now. You know, is he going to have the same production numbers that he had last year?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'll give you a fourth team that may slide back, and this one is a surprise. Kansas City.
I mean, I hope they do.
I think
everybody does.
But I'll tell you two reasons why I believe Kansas City will slide back. Number one, in the form of a question, who's their bell cow running back?
Don't have one.
And secondly, where's the receiving core?
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes, aside of Travis Kelce, couldn't find anybody.
I think it'll be Kelsey's last season.
I hope not, but I'm thinking the same way.
Yeah, I think
that's why Travis and Taylor were out in Florida.
Yep, watching the Stanley Cup. Here's a team we are all going to laugh at this year because of what they did in the draft, and because we laugh at them every year. The Cleveland Browns.
Oh, God.
Poor Bay. He's
the Cleveland Browns. What in the hell are they doing?
Even having this conversation right now about them? Like, do they even exist?
Whoa!
I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't feel so. Maybe I won't feel so bad as Cowboys fans. Jesus. Maybe now as the Cowboy fan, I don't feel so bad because my God.
Wow.
And I got another one, and think we're gonna let Deb go so she can drive. So she can drive. One more, Deb, before we let you out of here, because we know you're on with an assignment.
Pittsburgh.
Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What?
What the hell's going on in Pittsburgh?
What are the Steelers doing?
What? Deb, tell us, what the hell's Pittsburgh doing here?
I think her non-response
says
tells
it all.
us everything we need to know. And to repeat what she said, Why are we even having this conversation right now?
Are they even a team?
Like, I don't even know why there's a point in talking about it.
There's not.
Okay.
Deb Wick is joining us, talking off-season stuff and helping you get ready for the season. She's on her way on an assignment right now. Deb, thank you, hon, for joining us. We appreciate you, and we'll have you back soon. Thank you.
Hey, I still got to crash that show sometime.
Same. I got to crash.
It's hard to hear you. It's like I'm on the highway now.
Okay. Thank you, Deb.
It's super hard to hear.
Thank you, Deb. We appreciate you.
I'll see. I'll check in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Same. We need to go to halftime after that one. Dear Cleveland, y'all just got punked.
Badly.
That's a drop, and that's a short.
Yes, it is.
Today. That's a drop, and that's a short. She said, why are we even having this conversation?
Like, do they even exist?
Do they even exist? There's your short. There's our short of the year right there. There's our short of the year. Oh, God. Imagine Deb, Allie, and Jody all making picks with us on the same episode. To halftime we go, back in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more.
Call 800-973-6121.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams stood at 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Don't ask how I did that last one.
I got no idea.
Don't ask how I did that last one. I saw an idea and I ran with it.
Or-
Hour 2, Snowman in the morning, and of course it's a football Friday. Now, one at a time, and I'll start with Shane. Tell me a quarterback this season in the NFL that has a lot to prove.
Drake May. And I'm not just being a homer. It's a new coach. New England is used to being in contention for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we've actually got a few bigger pieces in place, Stephon Diggs being one of them,
Mm-hmm.
Drake May needs to be able to finally figure out the system. Will he be able to do it this year?
I can dig that. Victor?
For all the reasons that you just said, Dak Prescott. Same exact reasons. New coach. You have George Pickens as a new weapon. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got Devontae Turpin. You got a couple of good running backs coming in from the draft. I said it last year. I'm going to say it this year. You have no more excuses. You have no more excuses to fall back on. It's do or die for Dak.
I'll tell you two on my end that I'm looking at. One is Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Yes, big time.
One is Caleb Williams because supposedly they fixed the offensive line. I'll believe that when I see it. And before I go any further, this broadcast is presented you in part by SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Whether it's courtside for your favorite team, like the Indiana Pacers, go Pacers. Front row for a concert,
Like Lil Wayne.
Swift. or cheering from the 50-yard line, which we will do up in the press box. SeatGeek gets you there. Download the app, use the code Snowman, and save $20 off your first ticket purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Now, back to Caleb Williams. You got a lot to prove. The Bears wasted a number 1 pick on you. You got to show them why it wasn't a waste, because that's all we've seen so far. Mm-hmm. Especially when your number 1 receiver is DJ Moore.
I said they should have put it as Roma Dunze.
It ain't gonna be. He's not gonna be the number 1 receiver.
He should be.
He should absolutely. He should be. But that would be too much like right. And whom are we talking about again?
The Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy.
Case rested.
Now, bear in mind also the Bears did pick up a few pieces as well outside of things in free agency. Granted, the backup quarterback's now Case Keenum.
Yep.
But they re-signed Travis Homer. They signed Devin Duvernay to a 1-year deal.
Devin Duvernay, I think.
Yeah. Olamide Zacchaeus to a 1-year deal as well on the other side for the wides, plus Durham Smith at tight end.
As far as the Cleveland Brown goes,
we do not care.
Cleveland's just a dumpster fire.
Cleveland's a mess. Here's the second quarterback that has a lot to prove. And I'm not saying this because I'm a homer, because I'm saying this because of what everyone around him or everybody that covers him wants to think. Brock Purdy.
I disagree only because I think he good.
He's already proven himself. To those who have watched him, he's already proven himself.
Exactly. I think he's already proven himself.
Here's why I'm putting him on the list. And these are not my reasons. These are everybody else's reasons. In a sentence, they paid him. A lot of that contract is backloaded. Sure. A lot of that contract is backloaded. He won't get his major money until the end of the contract. But you found a way to extend him. It cost you a lot of free agents and Drake Greenlaw and Deebo Samuel and a couple of others. But you bring in Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles to shore up the defensive line. Robert Saleh is now your defensive coach. I think the 49ers are going to coast this year. Those are my thoughts. But if you look at it from the folks who think they know football and somehow get credentialed more than we do, and yes, I'm throwing shots today. I'm firing shots and I'm throwing shade.
How do you say it? To all you Brock Purdy
and San Francisco 49er haters, and I better get this button here because I'm going to say it again. To all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters, shut the absolute up. Oh, no. I just heard my wife in my ear.
Go! Another team that I think another quarterback that I think also has a lot to prove. Bryce Young. Justin, to a degree, I think people know what they're going to get with Justin.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But I think Bryce Young is also someone who's got a lot to prove. With everything going on with him, I think people are going to be looking at him like, okay, you got more weapons now. You got some stuff. You need to step up too.
How about JJ McCarthy from the Minnesota Vikings?
Yes.
Coming off of an injury. He's got two of the best receivers in the NFL as a tandem. But
yeah, I think it may take a little more time for them to gel though. So I think he might be given a grace period.
I think so. I think
now dealing with Minnesota, the biggest thing they've got going on is, well, they've actually got another running back that came over.
And that running back is?
Acquired in a trade with the 49ers, Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason.
I'm not too worried. Because I don't think Mason's going to touch the ball that much.
You don't think so?
Nope. And I'll tell you why. JJ McCarthy.
But wait. You think they're just going to go straight pass?
Their philosophy is not to run the football.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
I'm remembering the game that the Niners played against the Vikings last year.
No, I know, but that's a bad idea because almost everybody in NFC North is going to be running.
No.
Yes.
The only team that's going to be running in that division is going to be Detroit.
No. I heavily disagree. No.
No.
Andre Swift is going to be running.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
And I have a reason why I say negative.
It's an invalid reason. I don't care.
I haven't even said the reason yet. You
okay. It's an invalid reason.
This is the fun we have on the show 5 days a week, folks. You really need to tune in.
Please do. Okay.
What shut down before I even named the reason. If you remember the movie Trading Places, I told you we shouldn't have committed everything, you soul.
Right. Okay.
The cost of being friends with somebody for 25 years, okay?
What is the reason?
Their coach, Ben Johnson.
You don't think Ben Johnson's going to run the football with DeAndre Swift?
How can I answer this correctly?
Do you need the Bishop's help?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
You have to remember, some Bear philosophies are still there.
That ain't.
From Lovey Smith? Yes, it is.
That ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
It is so.
It's not.
It's so.
Not.
So.
Not.
So.
Not.
So. Not.
Somehow Victor and I have invoked the argument from the classic cartoon Mexican Joyride into the equation.
Exactly. I think a train is coming.
No, this first.
Stop the cap.
Then this. Then this. You fool!
And you know what I got to say to all y'all?
No.
Where'd you get that from?
You.
Dear Shane Lake. Bleep you.
Dear Shane Lake. You. Dear Shane Lake for being my producer for 11 years. You. Dear Shane Lake for being my producer and being a genius when I need you to be for 11 years. You. You and you. Can you play that? Can you play that clip again?
No.
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna have so much fun with that.
Yes.
I'm gonna have so much fun with that. Jesus.
You gotta realize how fast my mind can work when needed.
When absolutely necessary.
I think that's all of us.
That's true too.
I think that's all of us.
That's true too.
Sometimes people think
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But we're not on that. We're on life.
What?
That's true too.
I said we're on life.
What?
I said we're high on life.
What?
I said we're having fun.
What?
I said we're always having fun. And to the folks who don't like that, and
shut up, bitch.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, I'll do it again.
Shut up, bitch.
See, only Victor can be one of the few to shut me down before I give a logical answer.
Literally, Victor, before you even had a chance, was like,
No.
Exactly.
I'm looking at this.
He said, wait. He said, no matter what reason I give,
it's an invalid reason. But the reason why I say this is because I'm looking at it from the NFC North perspective. NFC North has always been about running the football. The only team that may deviate from that might be Minnesota. Green Bay isn't doing it. I don't think Chicago is, and Detroit has found their rhythm in terms of running the football.
Agreed.
So
Agreed
they ain't letting that go for nothing.
I just don't trust DeAndre. I just don't trust the Bears using DeAndre Swift correctly.
And that is a true statement.
That's my reason, you fool.
I don't know about Ben Johnson all that much, but I think that's going to change though, because if the general managers are smart, which we hope they are.
Stop your sentence right there.
Wait a minute.
But in all honesty, I think Ben Johnson does know the importance of running the football. Now, could it be something above him that causes the issue? That's a different story. That's a different story.
Yes.
But Ben Johnson, I think, knows about how important it is to run the football. I can't believe I'm saying that. I want Lovie Smith back. I can't believe I'm saying it. I want Lovie Smith back.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know it's not, but still.
When it comes when it truly comes,
want Mike Ditka back. The hell with that.
No, that's not happening.
I know.
I hate to say it, but when it comes to Chicago,
we do not care.
I have no choice. I live here.
No, that's Cleveland.
True.
Yeah, I have no choice. I live here, so part of me has to kind of care.
You don't.
I don't, but I kind of have to.
You don't.
Okay, how about this? Teams that are eligible for the toilet bowl now.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Wow. I wouldn't say Baltimore yet, but I would say Cleveland,
Baltimore.
Pittsburgh, Seattle.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Arizona.
Carolina,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Hold off on the Giants.
Saints.
Hold off on the Saints. Yeah. The Aints. The
Jets.
I can't say the Falcons because the Falcons look decent.
I'll say the Falcons. Until they decide who their quarterback is, I'll say the Falcons.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCarthy, but I'm going to say Jets.
We're all saying Jets. Hell with that. We're all saying Jets.
Sorry, Mr. McCarthy.
You know what Ryan's going to do if they end up making the playoffs, right?
He'll have a receipt book the size of War and Peace.
Size of MetLife Stadium.
And then he's going to end up doing this. On each and every one of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is.
He'll have a receipt book the size of War and Peace.
Unfortunately, I say to the thought of the Jets making the playoffs.
No.
You're welcome. I renamed that and moved it just so we can have it closer.
Packers?
No. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, I think the Packers are a playoff team.
Packers are a playoff team. Detroit's a playoff team. Minnesota's in the toilet bowl this year. Minnesota's in the toilet bowl, which means Paul Allen's drinking bill is going to go through the roof.
And therapy bill.
What about Cincinnati?
Toilet bowl.
I think they'll be mid. I don't think they'll be mid. At absolute worst, they'll be mid. I think they might sneak in on a wild card.
Tennessee's in the toilet bowl.
Tennessee's under the toilet bowl. Forget in it.
I don't know.
Tennessee's in the toilet bowl
because the draft.
Listen, Tennessee's in the toilet bowl until Cam Ward develops. Cleveland and Pittsburgh are under the toilet bowl because Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Who say Cam Ward doesn't have a Jaden Daniels type of rookie season?
Me. I'm saying that ish. Now, Jaden Daniels proved me right, and other quarterbacks have proved me wrong, and I look forward to them proving me wrong. Let me be serious. I look forward to them proving me wrong. Prove me wrong, please.
I'm holding off reservations on New England until we actually see what happens.
I'm not. Patriots would be 80,500 pounds of mid. Until they
better than where we were last year.
Well, you may drop into what happened last year.
Fair enough.
You may drop right into what happened last year.
I don't even want to talk about our season.
I don't either. All I have to say about the Cowboy season is
No.
I find that 5 minutes ago and started getting used up, man.
If we do at least better than last year, I'll chalk it up as a win. I do not see us going anywhere but possibly.
You signed George Pickens.
We signed George Pickens. And again, I'm going to reserve judgment until we see what happens.
You signed George Pickens.
And
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
That's what.
How?
Really?
Because you have the dean of stupid university as your owner. And ladies and gentlemen, where's my sponsor?
So I realize that I think even though it's not advertised,
Right.
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
Honestly, Shane, that's a
Shane.
Honestly, that's a 2D system.
You and you.
That's a 2D college, Shane. That's Gerald and Kraft as both deans of stupid university.
I mean, you're not wrong, but Kraft is too busy eating mustard to give a damn.
Mustard! Oh, God.
Well, this is broken down.
Yes, it has. I'm trying to. I am literally trying to look at some upside. Again, Pickens is a well spread out talent. Can definitely catch the football. That's a bad thing. He can catch the football. Look, all I said is I know crash outs are coming. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, and I can guarantee by the time week 7,
quarterback.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but by the time week 7 hits, we're going to be hearing
You're fired
by at least 3 head coaches.
Probably. Probably.
And one of them's going to be up in Minnesota.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I can't say that.
Who'll
be fired 7 weeks. You know who'll be fired 7 weeks into the season?
Tomlin.
Kevin Stefanski. Cleveland.
Okay. Kevin Stefanski and Mike Tomlin. They'll be fired. They'll be fired week 7 and week 8.
Stop it. Get some help.
Week 7, Stefanski's released. Week 8, Tomlin's released.
Week 8, Tomlin's told, "Get the out of here."
Yep.
Week 9, Drake May's benched.
Wow. I don't remember asking you a thing.
You. Drake May will have the receivers. Oh, God. Okay, I'm making this as a joke and a joke only. The Patriots receivers will have more drops than Tuukka Rask in Game 6.
Bitch, please.
Okay, let me try another joke.
Okay.
The Patriots will have more drops than Rafael Devers at third base.
Trays.
Why do you think he's playing DH?
Fair enough.
What you said, that Snowman.
Say again.
Since you said that, I think we owe the people a triple SU. The Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update, since we have some baseball games on the docket.
And I got the pitching matchups for him.
And before that, we owe the fans an ID.
You're right. You're right. I was having so much fun. I forgot about that. We owe y'all an ID. This is Snowman in the Morning.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
This is WBWS-TV, Chicago. This is WJKS, Indianapolis, Chicago, and the world.
I got so far off track. And I'm looking dead at it.
Right?
All right, folks.
Wait. Here's the rundown right here that I printed off before I came in studio.
Here's the sheet.
I'm looking dead at it. And Victor's gone through this with me at Chicago State. All right. And especially when I first started my first station. I'm looking dead at it.
Yeah, and
big bold letters, station ID, along with my commercial reads. Big bold letters. What's it say at the bottom of the page? Station ID. What did I miss?
Station ID.
Station ID, of course.
And that's because
It absolutely did.
all right, Vic, you got last night's scores. I got today's matchups.
Just a minute. I'll do it again. This is the rundown that I printed off before I came in studio. Hell, Jody printed this off for me. Handed it to me, and said, take care of business. What's at the bottom of this page?
Station ID.
What did I miss twice?
Station ID. All right, got the scores ready?
All right, here we go. It's time now for the Victor, say it, please.
The Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update, brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, where fans get fan. Let's go ahead and get started on the day that was in the MLB. The Rangers smack around the Twins yet again, 16-3. The Mets beat the Nats 4-3. The Rockies actually won. They beat the Giants 8-7. The Tigers beat the Orioles 4-1. The Brewers blanked the Cardinals 6-0. The Yankees blanked the Royals 1-0. What happened there? The Cubs beat the Pirates 3-2, and the White Sox lose to the Astros 4-3. So that was the get-right game. Today's matchups look this way. At 1:20 p.m., the Cubbies take on the Pirates.
And your pitching matchup there?
The pitching matchup, it's going to be Paul Skeens 4-6 versus Cade Horton 3-1.
Next game.
The Phillies will be taking on the Blue Jays in Philadelphia. You know where to go for that one.
Play with JJ has the call, and the pitching matchup is
Kevin Gossman 5-4 versus the 4-1 Rangers Suarez.
Next one.
The Fish go down to the Capitol to take on the Nationals. Marlins will be taking the Nationals in Washington.
The 2-2 Edward Cabrera versus the 4-6 Mitchell Parker.
Next one.
Angels in the outfield will be going to Baltimore to take on the Orioles at 6:05 p.m.
Charlie Morton on the bump for the Orioles. Jack Kochanowicz on the hill for the Angels at 3-7.
Do not attempt that tongue twister of a name. Next one.
The D-Town Detroit Lions will be the Detroit Tigers. Excuse me. Waiting for NFL season has been tough. The Detroit Tigers will be taking on the Cincinnati Reds at 6:10 p.m.
Tigers have yet to announce their starter, but it's going to be Nick Martinez on the hill for the Reds, sitting at 4-6 with a 3.70 ERA.
6-10 is the rivalry that just will not die. Beantown, the Boston Red Sox taking on the New York Yankees.
Ryan Yarbrough on the bump for the Yanks, while Garrett Crochet is counted for Boston.
And a shout out to my homie Dave Sims, who's covering that and is the radio voice of the New York Yankees, taking the position for the legendary John Sterling.
The little brother of the Yankees turning out to be the big brother. The New York Mets will be taking on the Tampa Bay Rays, and that is in New York.
The 4-5 Taj Bradley versus the 7-3 Clay Holmes.
The Colorado Rockies try to make it 2 in a row as they take on the Atlanta Braves, and that is in ATL.
Herman Marquez on the hill for the Rockies. Bryce Elder counted by the Braves.
And take a look at the Dixon Way. He'll have live coverage and live play-by-play of that game from Atlanta. Next one.
7:05 p.m. And if I'm a Sox fan, I'm not looking forward to this game. The Sox will take it on the Texas Rangers, who look hot, and that's in the Lone Star State.
No word on who's starting for the Rangers, but the Sox will be having Adrian Hauser, 2-1 with a 1.48 ERA on the hill for him tonight to open the series.
Well, Adrian's going to have to throw a howitzer to try to beat the red-hot Texas Rangers. Next one.
Brewers look to go for the sweep. The Cardinals look to stop the sweep, and that will be in Milwaukee at 7:10 p.m.
The 3-5 Eric Freddie versus the 5-4 Freddie Peralta.
The Kansas City Royals at 7:10. We're taking on them A's from Oakland.
Michael Walker on the bump at 3-5 for the Royals. The 1-6 Luis Severino counted by Oakland. Screw Sacramento.
7:10. We see the Houston Astros. That's right, them Astros looking to beat up the Twinkies, and that is in H-Town.
The first place Astros send who to the hill, Shane?
It's Colton Gordon, 1-1 with a 5.10 ERA. Minnesota will counter with the 2-5 Chris Paddock at 3.59.
8:40 p.m. The Arizona Diamondbacks will take it on the San Diego Padres at 8:40 p.m., and that is in the desert known as Arizona.
Yep, and it's going to be Ryan Nelson for Arizona at 2-2 versus the 3-1 Stephen Kolek.
In the next Who Gives a Damn game, it is the Houston Guardians taking on the Seattle Mariners in Seattle.
No word who's going to be starting for Seattle, but it's Gavin Williams at 5-3 with a 3.86 ERA starting for Cleveland.
And last but not least, the nightcap at 9:10, the Giants will be taking on the Dodgers.
Logan Webb versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
I'll have bonus coverage of that game after Game 4 completes in Indianapolis, Indiana, the NBA World Championship Series. 2-1. The Pacers have the lead in that series. Ryan McCarthy, part of the Snow Crew, says you're wrong for calling the Mets the Yankees' big brother, Vicala. Anyway, happy Friday.
Also, before we get finished with this update, we had what happened yesterday, which was the Edmonton Oilers have evened out the series 5-4 in overtime over the Florida Panthers. I know Joy was probably pulling his hair out at that point.
Leon Draisaitl got the game winner at 18:31 of the extra period. Stanley Cup final now tied at 2 games apiece, heading back to Canada for Game 5, which is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. And we will finally bust out the hockey call for that one. Yours truly will have the call for Game 5 of the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers.
And before we fully get away from things, WNBA's got 2 games on the docket tonight. The Sky and Dream at 7:30, Wings Aces at 10.
And tomorrow, WNBA returns to Snowman Multimedia as the champs, the New York Liberty, take on the Indiana Fever. That's a 3:00 tip. We're up at 2:30 with the pregame show. And Mr. McCoffey, I need to borrow your voice. Ryan says the Stanley Cup final has been incredible. Not so much for my co-host Dustin. I think he'll need a heart transplant after this series.
Probably.
I think a lot of people on both sides, myself included, will need a heart transplant after this series.
Well, if you
all right, one more break and we'll take it to the finish line. This is Snowman in the morning on this fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition.
And that was your Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard update. Again, brought to you by SeatGeek.
Now I will officially say one more break and we'll take you to the finish line on the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the morning. Back in a moment.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, 5 No, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Base YouTube channel.
We were always hippies at heart, I guess, and that was one way that we showed it before we became full-time RVers.
And we were definitely living small and minimally.
What made us decide to go with Battleborn was everyone from their top leadership team down to their service department helped us so much the whole way through. Our relationship with Battleborn is so much more than business. And me and Dennis love to jam together. We played together multiple times, and that's been an awesome transition. Be able to learn so much more about the business, also just make some awesome friends.
They said the W couldn't catch fire, but in Indiana, the fever's already burning. Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Full Court Fever tips off on Snowman Multimedia. All in on the WNBA. All eyes on the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. The next dynasty in the making? Join Brian Snow for the deep dives, the hot takes, and the real stories from the hardwood. Full Court Fever, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, only on Snowman Multimedia. This is Fever Basketball.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Williams on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Cause we take this job so serious.
All of it, between two people and four nostrils, all of it was gone. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I
couldn't
believe you
help
found that. I can't believe
I found that one either. Can't believe I found that one either.
Folks,
Damn.
this is what we do every day, every weekday. If you like what you hear and what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share it out. And if you can help my brother and his family with a cash up donation, $sign Tallman Dr. K 50. Once again, $sign Tallman Dr. K 50 for the Snow Strong Foundation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. 48 after the hour. We're just about done today and for the week. And I'm going to close this on a serious note.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, serious note over. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We'll be back Monday, everybody.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Shane's saying glass for the rest of this game,
Glass.
the rest of this season.
Glass.
I've been saying that for a while, but since screw it.
That will get played out during the football season this year.
Yeah, it will.
At least 3 or 4 times a game.
Pull the schedule up. Let's find some more.
Which schedule are we doing?
NFL. Pull the NFL. Let's find some more dog games.
The regular schedule? Okay.
Regular season schedule.
All right.
I will tell you one of the first, and we talked about it, one of the first dog games of the season is the very first one.
Is the first
Eagles
one.
And Cowboys.
Why? Why did they decide to sacrifice us for? And that's a primetime game on NBC. Why would they?
Why is that a primetime game?
Why are they sacrificing us?
Can't we flex that to 9:30 in the morning?
I'd rather just be on a Sunday.
Can we flex it to like 9:30 in the morning on a Friday? Or
No,
like
that's
that?
that's unfortunate.
Okay, week one might have one of the first dog games, but I actually am looking forward to seeing how bad it goes.
Wait a minute. JJ says, hell no. Not for the Eagles. Well, the Eagles, we can't flex it because the Eagles get their rings.
Yeah.
The Eagles get the rings and they hang the banner. And
then they beat
I'm
us
not
up.
dissing the Birds. I'm dissing the Cowboys.
And then they beat us up.
Wait, how bad is it if you're a member of the Dallas Cowboys and you have to go to Philadelphia and watch your nemesis of many, many years,
your rivals,
collect their rings, collect their Super Bowl rings,
mm-hmm.
and hang a banner? And they get to rub it in Jerry Jones's face.
You'd hope, if you're a Cowboys fan, you'd hope that it would be motivation, but then you kind of know what's going to happen. You accept reality.
Yeah, motivation where? That's my question.
Well,
motivation where?
That's the first test for Shoddy then. Because this is Shoddy's ship now. We got to see what he's going to do. And I said, I'm going to let him take it. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for his first year. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, we'll see what happens.
Philadelphia and Dallas, really?
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
All right, enough beating me up. At noon on week one, you have Pittsburgh and the New York Jets.
We do not care.
Even better. Where is this motherfucker? Where is it? Why are you
no problem with me too, JJ?
I didn't move anything.
Wait, hold on. Pittsburgh and the Jets week one. You fool!
What?
No.
And apparently,
No.
Exact. Matter of fact.
We ain't even in the picks yet. We're already breaking glass. What the hell, man?
apparently JJ is going to come after me too. He's going to kick me too. I guess I'm used to it at this point.
What did he say? The only oh Lord, the only Dallas
is Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert. Well, Dallas Goedert deserves it.
He does. But like everyone, let's kick Vic around.
I knew about Dallas Goedert when he was at South Dakota State.
And my boy Sick Diggy finally made it in.
Let's see.
There's Vegas and New England.
Oh God.
Crap.
Buccaneers and Falcons.
Yeah. Tennessee,
Denver.
I
actually kind of looking forward to that game because of Ibuka.
Why are you looking forward to a mid game?
Ibuka. I want to see what he does.
You know what? You're right.
Here's dog water. Here's dog water and a half. It's Tennessee, Denver at 405.
I'll do you one better.
These have been predictions gone wrong, brought to you by BetUS.com. Now get me the hell out of here.
I do you one better. I'll do one better.
Here you go. Predictions sure to go wrong.
All right, BetUS.com when the games begin. Now get me the hell out of here.
I'll do you one better, Shane. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
As I said several times last year, hell no.
Here's one, and I don't say why this is a Monday night game. Minnesota at Chicago.
That'd be the first game where both teams score in the negatives.
-9 and -37. Vikings.
Week 2. The first dog game of the week.
Okay.
Ew.
Derrick Henry and the Ravens host the unidentified Cleveland Browns.
Are they even a
What
team?
in the all types of blue hell?
Are they even a team?
I've got to cut that short today.
Here's one.
I've got to cut that today.
The Panthers go to Arizona to take on the Cardinals.
It's a good thing I put turmeric in this tea to keep my stomach calm.
Here's one for Mr. McCarthy. The Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets.
Buffalo 125, New York -8.
Buffalo in New York.
English, do you speak it?
Here's one. Seattle versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Here's a game
that's for you, Pizzle.
Here's the game that I know Snowman is going to be looking at. The Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts.
Indiana 155, Denver 2.
So they give him a safety? Oh,
you fool! Thank you for that.
Then you have Rams and Titans.
Stop the cap.
Rams are going to whoop that ass.
No. The Rams are going to lay such a smackdown on them, they'll bury the Titans, and the Titans will quit.
This is for 9 p.m. on Monday. The Chargers taking on the Raiders. Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
Just no.
Yes,
Who are the Dolphins playing? Or did you mention that already?
Dolphins are playing the Patriots on week 2.
You know what, Pizzle? This one, you know what, hey, Pizzle? Where are you at? Where'd he go? Where'd he go, dag nabbit? Pizzle does this on his Wednesday night pick show, Pain and Gain Pick'ems. Dolphins and Patriots, Pizzle, this one's for you.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Hell no. Hell no to the no.
Week 3. Oh boy. Green Bay and Cleveland.
Why the you lying? Why?
Then it's Patriots and Steelers.
Why the you lying? Why?
Sorry, Shane.
Patriots and is that in Pittsburgh?
That is in Gillette Stadium. That's in New England. That's in Foxborough.
This is one where I need Bob Hildeberg come on to tell the story of the Great Flush of Sullivan Stadium again. What's another one?
Let's see. Look at the week 3. Jets and Bucks. Like I said, I want to see Ibuka do else. I'll look at that one.
Ibuka gets 100. Nobody else does anything else. Tie.
I'm not talking about this damn game.
What?
Dallas and Chicago at 325.
Oh God.
Are you for real?
Not talking about that game.
I'm getting too old for this.
If we don't beat the Bears, I'm throwing the whole season.
Stop it. Get some help.
You threw the whole season. I think the Cowboys threw the whole season away when they signed George Pickens.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'd love to be wrong, but sometimes you gotta think.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Atlanta versus at Carolina.
Atlanta, Carolina.
I'm gonna say this: just with what the draft has shown, the South could be something to watch.
Or the South could be a whole bunch of booty.
It could, but just from like the stuff that I saw with what Tampa did and even what Carolina did.
The NFC South are actually playing football.
Good
I got
point.
a headache. We're out of here. Have a great weekend. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. Always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody.